Good. I love it. I know. As do I. I'm delighted you made me do this, darling. Show me yours. Jennifer Aniston, 56, has said that she secretly wanted to leave Pals at the height of its glory, shocking even her closest friends. For years, she was the picture of effortless success, every actor's fantasy. Behind the laughter, cameras, and global admiration, Jennifer was quietly battling feelings no one anticipated from Hollywood's Golden Girl, which brought her to the brink of leaving the program that defined a generation. Her latest revelation will stun you and change how fans see everything. On February 11, 1969, Jennifer Aniston began her struggle to Hollywood. Born in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles, to actors John Aniston and Nancy Dow. With both parents in the entertainment world, Jennifer's entrance to acting was natural, though not easy. Her father's Greek origin exposed her to a narrative and performing culture, which impacted her early interests. Before moving to New York City, she spent part of her childhood in Greece, where her interest in theater and performing grew. Her new surroundings exposed her to a thriving arts community that shaped her professional goals and ignited her lifelong passion for performing. In the 1970s and 1980s, Jennifer attended the Waldorf School in New York, which valued creativity and individuality. At Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, a school noted for cultivating entertainment talent, her artistic interests blossomed. Jennifer found her spot on stage and felt acting was a calling there. She studied drama technique and performance to build resilience for Hollywood's competitive industry. Jennifer Aniston tried acting in the late 1980s, but she struggled and was rejected. She appeared in little TV shows like Malloy, 1990, and Ferris Bueller, 1990, like many wannabe actors. Jennifer persevered despite these early difficulties. In the 1993 horror comedy Leprechaun, she showed her charisma and comedic timing, but it was not widely lauded. Her humble early experiences prepared her for her breakthrough, teaching her how to negotiate Hollywood's volatile landscape. Jennifer's persistence paid off in 1994 when she was cast as Rachel Green on Friends. She went from struggling actor to global superstar with this role. The sitcom about 6 young adults in New York City became a cultural hit overnight. Jennifer's portrayal of Rachel, a fashionable yet realistic lady who went from a privileged runaway bride to a successful fashion CEO, resonated worldwide. Chemistry, humor, and heart made the program a 1990s and early 2000s classic. Jennifer became one of its biggest stars. Jennifer Aniston was synonymous with Friends from 1995 until 2004. Her acting won her critical acclaim and multiple prizes: Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, and Primetime Emmy Awards. Besides acting, she was a fashion icon. She popularized the Rachel, a layered hairdo, in the decade. Jennifer's life changed when the show became successful. Jennifer successfully entered film in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Her romantic comedies showed her ability to mix humor and sensitivity. Pictures like Picture Perfect, 1997, The Object of My Affection, 1998, and Office Space, 1999, let her play different characters while preserving her audience-favorite appeal. An era ended when Friends finished after 10 seasons in 2004. The finale was one of the decade's most watched TV events with over 50 million people in the US. Jennifer found Rachel Green's departure heartbreaking. Her career and personal life were shaped by the role. But it also presented fresh creative potential. Jennifer played Rumor Has It in 2005 and was derailed. She moved into drama with these films. Later in the 2000s, she appeared in blockbusters like The Breakup, 2006, Marley and Me, 2008, and He's Just Not That Into You, 2009. Each performance showed her ability, blending humor and emotion. Jennifer explored new comic ground with films including The Bounty Hunter, 2010, Horrible Bosses, 2011, and We're the Millers, 2013, from 2010 to 2015. Her popularity across generations was confirmed by these films' commercial success. Jennifer's 2014 Kate performance was lauded. A dramatic role that showed her acting range. Her Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild Award nods for her portrayal of a lady with chronic pain showed that she could succeed in serious, emotionally difficult parts. After dating for years, Jennifer married Justin Theroux in 2015. Although the couple's relationship was public, Jennifer stayed grounded and focused on work. She continued to hone her acting and producing skills, choosing parts that mirrored her maturation. In 2019, Jennifer returned to television in The Morning Show with Reese Witherspoon, marking another milestone. The drama series tackled media ethics, gender dynamics, and personal integrity, giving Jennifer one of her best performances. She won a Screen Actors Guild Award for her work, solidifying her status as one of Hollywood's top actors. The concert showed that she adapted well to streaming and remained current and powerful. Jennifer Aniston alternates between acting and producing in film and streaming projects since 2021. Her effect goes beyond entertainment. She is respected for her expertise, sincerity, and longevity in a constantly changing industry. Even decades after Friends, she represents resilience and grace, developing while maintaining loyalty to herself. Jennifer's breakups and struggles. In Hollywood's intense limelight, Jennifer Aniston's personal troubles and controversies have been well publicized. She is known for her grace and expertise, yet media narratives have often invaded, misconstrued, and changed her private life. Despite her efforts to retain privacy, the public's interest with her personal life, notably her relationships, made her one of modern entertainment's most discussed people. Jennifer Aniston's divorce from Brad Pitt in 2005 was her first and possibly most significant issue. One of Hollywood's most talked about breakups, turning a fairy tale marriage into a global media circus. The couple divorced after suspicions that Pitt was dating Angelina Jolie, his Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star. Pitt and Aniston never verified such claims, but the strong speculation made headlines. Both parties tried to be diplomatic, but the media rapidly portrayed Aniston as the sad ex-wife. After months of scrutiny, her appearance, feelings, and quiet were misunderstood as agony. What began as a private matter between two people became an international preoccupation, forcing Jennifer to grieve and recover in public. The Team Aniston versus Team Jolie media frenzy overtook tabloids in the late 2000s after the divorce. What started as rumor became a cultural show, dividing fans and creating an artificial rivalry between the two women. Tabloids portrayed Aniston as scorned, the sympathetic injured woman, while Jolie was the other woman. Endless magazine covers, paparazzi images, and inflated tales made both actresses caricatures. Despite her efforts to move on, Jennifer was unfairly branded by that topic and asked to remark on it in interviews for years. It showed how celebrity culture can sensationalize personal pain and turn it into public amusement. While the media focused on her romances, Jennifer Aniston was constantly questioned about her decision not to have children, which was both invasive and exhausting. Throughout her career, tabloids falsely reported her pregnancy or infertility, causing discussion and conjecture. Even though she never confirmed these reports, the press debated her private choices. She finally addressed the problem in 2016 with a stunning Huffington Post essay. She denounced media objectification and surveillance of women, saying that marriage and motherhood shouldn't determine a woman's worth. She raised crucial questions regarding sexism and media ethics. The essay changed how Aniston confronted tabloid culture with conviction and clarity. Jennifer Aniston had a tough family life before stardom and public attention. She struggled with her mother, Nancy Dow, for most of her life. Jennifer's parents' divorce when she was young and Dow's public comments about her daughter's attractiveness and personal life caused animosity between them. Nancy Dow's memoir about their relationship harmed mom and daughter and created estrangement. Jennifer admitted that their disputes were hard to overcome, thus they had little touch for years. Though emotionally distant, they reconnected later in life, demonstrating Jennifer's forgiveness and emotional maturity. Their connection showed Aniston as a daughter learning to handle anguish, privacy, and compassion. Highly public world. After 2 years of marriage, Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux went their separate ways in 2018. The pair said they made the choice amicably, emphasizing their respect and friendship. However, tabloid conjecture about Aniston's happiness, love life, and heartbreak resumed after the news. Since her breakup from Brad Pitt, she had sought to avoid the moniker of unlucky in love, but the media appeared eager to bring it back. Despite Jennifer's public expressions of serenity and acceptance, headlines again suggested emotional pain and loneliness. Celebrity culture is relentless, as the experience showed. How speculation can eclipse reality even in moments of dignity and honesty. Another controversy erupted in 2022 for Aniston. This time, about her entertainment industry beliefs, not her personal life. In an interview, she noted that many rising stars come from renowned parents and that social media has impacted popularity and performing prospects. She meant to comment on Hollywood's progress, but instead prompted anger. Critics called her out of touch, noting that she is the daughter of John Aniston and Nancy Dow. Some saw her words as disparaging of young talent, reigniting Hollywood nepotism debates. Jennifer's comments were undoubtedly taken out of context, but the incident illustrated how rapidly a single phrase can be amplified online, sometimes without context. Friends' rise and tribulations. Friends began in 1993 when David Crane and Marta Kaufman conceived a sitcom about 6 young adults in New York City. The show was first called Insomnia Cafe, then Friends Like Us, then Friends. Young adulthood, when friends become family while navigating employment, love, and self-discovery, inspired the idea. The basic idea became one of television's most cherished sitcoms after NBC executives saw potential in it. On September 22, 1994, NBC introduced Rachel Green, Monica Geller, Phoebe Buffy, Joey Tribbiani, Chandler Bing, and Ross Geller, played by Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer. The 6 friends negotiated Manhattan life and relationships with Central Perk, their favorite coffee shop, as their gathering place in the first season. Audiences who related to the show's themes of friendship, love, and independence loved its chemistry and humor. Friends were a surprise hit in 1995. A modest ensemble comedy became a cultural phenomenon. Viewers liked the show's smart humor, relatable plots, and genuine cast chemistry. It mirrored 1990s metropolitan life, combining work, friendships, and relationships with comedy and compassion. NBC soon saw the show's potential and made it its flagship sitcom. Critics complimented its fresh tone. Friends' popularity made its youthful cast overnight stars and cemented its position in television history. Friends' popularity increased the cast's salary and reputation in 1996. The series became one of the highest-rated shows on television, winning its first major award, an Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series. As each performer gained a loyal following, the show's famous moments, like Rachel's haircut or Ross's "We Were on a Break," entered pop culture. Friends was a television hit and a social fad with merchandise, talk show appearances, and magazine covers that changed how people dressed, spoke, and decorated their flats. The 6 actors renegotiated their contracts for equal remuneration in 1997 to 1998, making television history. As the first ensemble cast to demand equity, this decision enhanced their off-screen camaraderie and created a precedent in Hollywood. They were like the show's 6 buddies, sticking together despite life's hardships. The equal pay decision was enthusiastically praised and symbolized justice and teamwork in the entertainment business. Many fans consider 1999 to 2000 Friends' golden years. The one with the embryos, with Monica, Rachel, Joey, and Chandler's trivia contest, and the one where everybody finds out, with Phoebe uncovering Monica and Chandler's hidden relationship, became immediate classics. These episodes demonstrate the series' excellent balance of humor and heart. Friends was already a global phenomenon in addition to a sitcom. The show's characters, stories, and catchphrases became famous worldwide, and its popularity grew. Friends again excelled in 2000. The sitcom won the Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series again, and Jennifer Aniston and Lisa Kudrow won for their outstanding performances. Fans liked their Rachel and Phoebe performances for their emotional depth and humorous brilliance. At this point, Friends ruled television. Millions watched it every Thursday on NBC's must-see TV program. Friends Season 10 was confirmed by NBC in 2003 as the last. Fans and cast members were emotional when the television comedy period ended. The last season focused on closure, personal growth, relationship resolution, and the series' iconic friendships. Friends' final episode aired on May 6, 2004, drawing over 52 million US viewers. The climax, as the 6 friends left Monica's flat, was touching and melancholy. Fans worldwide reflected on a decade of laughter, love, and life lessons. Friends' conclusion became one of the most watched TV shows ever and sealed its cultural legacy. Between 2015 and 2019, interviews frequently mentioned a reboot or reunion. Cast and creators repeatedly rejected the idea, stating that Friends should remain a time capsule. They said it was charming since it reflected a pre-digital world when friends met in coffee shops instead of on social media. This choice increased appreciation for the show's heritage for many. HBO Max's 2020 Friends reunion announcement was a long-awaited surprise. Shot on Warner Bros.' original Stage 24 Studios, the special reunited all 6 key actors. It was a heartfelt reflection on their years together, full with laughter, tears, and nostalgia. Friends' 2021 reunion was one of the most watched streaming events, confirming the show's global significance and emotional connection. Friends still tops streaming charts in the 2020s, decades after its debut. Its speech, stories, and humor are still relevant to newer viewers as well as 90s ones. A cultural classic throughout decades, the show's themes of friendship, love, resilience, and adulthood's ups and downs are universal. Friends had its share of issues and complaints, some during its original run and others years after as people re-examined the show under a new light. The series is known for its humor, emotional depth, and memorable characters, but it has also been criticized for creative choices, representation difficulties, and behind-the-scenes issues. Though overshadowed by the show's success, these disputes have become part of its complex legacy, sparking crucial discussions about how entertainment evolves with time and culture. One of Friends' biggest criticisms is its lack of diversity. Despite being situated in New York City, one of the most ethnically diverse cities, the series rarely featured non-white characters. Only a few minor characters of color appeared on the show during its 10 seasons, which focused on 6 white Manhattanites. This absence became a topic as television matured and people demanded more inclusivity. Years later, co-creator Marta Kauffman officially acknowledged the criticism as true and reasonable. The production crew didn't consider diversity at the time, but she regretted it later for not casting in narrative more inclusively. This admission indicated that even a pioneering series like Friends may teach television history about cultural standards changing and artists learning from past mistakes. Another delicate matter related to the show's legacy is LGBTQ+ themes. Friends was progressive in the 1990s for featuring gay and lesbian characters in a mainstream sitcom, such as Carol and Susan's relationship and Ross's acceptance of his ex-wife's new marriage, but its humor often relied on stereotypes or punchlines that are now outdated. Chandler Bing's shame at being gay was a running gag, mirrored the era's inadequate masculinity and sexuality knowledge. Chandler's transgender father, played by the program, has also been condemned for offensive language and tone. While not malevolent, these depictions show how Friends reflected 1990s humor conventions, which were less inclusive and representative. In retrospect, academics and society have debated how sitcoms shape cultural perceptions and how society's consciousness has changed. The sitcom was criticized for its body image and fat shaming, especially in Fat Monica flashbacks. Some episodes showed Monica Geller's younger self as overweight, humoring or embarrassing herself with her size. These sequences were laughed at the time, but many current viewers and critics have pointed out how they promoted poor body image and attractiveness stereotypes. They claim the laughter reinforced the impression that weight was something to be mocked or overcome to be desirable. Courtney Cox's comedy was lauded, but the message represented a 1990s entertainment culture that rarely recognized body diversity and relied on derision rather than empathy. Today, when self-acceptance and body positivity are discussed, Friends moments are used to demonstrate media representation's progress and how far it must go. Though less dramatic than the media suggests, pals had behind-the-scenes issues behind the laughs. Even though they appeared to get along, the actors sometimes had creative and professional conflicts, especially as the show's popularity grew. Reports said contract discussions and plot preferences occasionally strained team-producer relations. Ultimately, professionalism, open conversation, and mutual respect resolved these challenges. The cast's ability to overcome differences helped the show's stability and endurance, an unusual feat for a decade-long top-rated show. Pay discrepancies and contract talks were major tipping points behind the scenes. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer earned more than their co-stars early in the series due to their characters' prominence. Seeing the inequity, the 6 key cast members made an uncommon Hollywood stand. They bargained for equal wages. By season 10, each actor made $1 million every episode. They are among the highest-paid TV actors. This strengthened their togetherness and transformed how ensemble casts negotiated entertainment business contracts. The justice and camaraderie of their collaborative action inspired many later works. Why Jennifer Aniston left the Friends reunion. Fans worldwide rejoiced when the Friends cast reunited for HBO Max in 2021. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer appeared together to reminisce on one of television's most adored comedies for the first time in nearly 2 decades. It was a nostalgic trip for many. However, Jennifer Aniston found it much more emotionally difficult than imagined. What began as a nostalgic celebration of friendship and laughing became extremely personal and overwhelming. one that brought back memories she believed were forgotten. Aniston told The Hollywood Reporter that she was stupid to assume reliving that era of her life would be easy. She played Rachel Green on Friends from 1994 to 2004, a career-defining period that also coincided with some of her most difficult personal times. In the past, remember me? Remember how bad it was? She recalls the emotional outpouring throughout filming. You believed everything was visible. Life was going to be amazing. Your hardest time may have followed. Everything was shocking. Aniston said she had to leave the reunion shot due to heavy emotions. Being back on stage 24, where Friends was filmed for 10 seasons, brought back memories and grief. The show represented humor, friendship, and accomplishment, but it also reminded viewers of the pressures of public scrutiny. Aniston's sudden climb to prominence made her private troubles part of the worldwide debate. In the first Friends run, Aniston's personal and public lives grew interwoven. Her 2000 marriage to Brad Pitt made them Hollywood's most famous couple. Their breakup in 2005, shortly after the program finished, sparked a years-long media frenzy. Tabloids covered every part of her life, making her heartbreak public. Aniston referred to Pitt's emotional turmoil in her Hollywood Reporter interview without naming him. Although her comedy series made millions laugh, her personal life was far more challenging. Friends changed her life expectations, she said. Like many others, she thought success, love, and happiness would naturally align and that fulfilling one dream would lead to others. However, popularity and invasive media coverage made it hard to maintain routine. You believed everything was in front of you, she said, hinting that while Friends provided professional success, her home life was examined. Aniston has long been the subject of tabloid allegations regarding her relationships and family aspirations. She opened up about how terrible such storylines were, especially the frequent false rumors about her being pregnant or choosing her work over motherhood. I used to take everything personally. The pregnancy rumors and that she chose career over kids assumption, she claimed. She said the continuous headlines were false and unpleasant. You seem unaware of my own issues. Medically, why not? Can I have kids? They know nothing. And it was really hurtful and just nasty. Those remarks revealed a side of Aniston that fans rarely saw, one that humanized her beyond her celebrity image. For years, she had been labeled unfairly by the media as the career woman who couldn't keep a man or the star who refused to have children with little thought given to the emotional impact such narratives could have. Her openness about how those assumptions affected her underscored the toll that fame can take, especially for women in Hollywood, whose personal choices are often treated as public property. Still, despite the emotional weight of revisiting those memories, Aniston's reflections during the reunion and afterward also carried a sense of growth and resilience. She acknowledged that time and perspective had changed the way she viewed her experiences. Now, she said, everything's a blessing if you're able to look at life's ups and downs in that way. If it all hadn't happened, I would not be sitting here the woman that I am. Her words reflected a profound acceptance, an understanding that even painful experiences can contribute to one's strength and identity.